Hey friends, how are we all doing? Happy Thursday. This is something I gotta do. Not optional. I have put it off a little longer than I wanted to because I've been working on a different show. But my friends who are directing and running the high school production of Cinderella that I'm designing the set for need to know some of their important blocking questions and stuff. So I have to get the set design stuff done by the end of the week, potentially end of the weekend if I have to. But yeah, I wrapped up doing Into the Woods for another school. I'm gonna strike that on Saturday and Monday. So design and build phase for that is over and done with, and I have to start the design phase for Cinderella. So what I like to do is find reference photos, like see what are other people doing with their productions, What are bits and pieces that I really like that I could potentially borrow? I've already had production meetings about this show, obviously. And I kind of know what they're going for. They're not looking for fairy tale storybook. They want something a little more literal in style, which is totally cool, totally fine. You know what? I guess it would be helpful to have the drops, because we rented 3 drops. I can pull those up, hopefully, relatively easily. Hopefully. My mouse is a little weird. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I updated my Razer software, and so my mouse, like, the DPI is just slightly different, and so it's making me lose my mind slightly. Sent. Drop selection. This one. Baroque and Town Square. I believe these are the 3. Yeah, here we go. So, our drops are for the Castle Garden. We have Aurora's Garden, which is a really lovely print. Very colorful and fun. We have like some benches and stuff that we can paint to be like a stone color. We have little pillars and plinths that we can put potted plants and stuff on, and that'll make it look really nice. So that'll be an easy thing to populate with stuff for those garden scenes. Then there's, of course, the big ballroom scene. So we went with the Baroque ballroom, which is pretty. And I like sometimes they have actual production pictures of the drops as they're lit. So the colors can change greatly depending on if you're hitting with like warm or cool colors. So just depends on the atmosphere that the director wants. Which is fine. And then the town square. So, obviously, as we design stuff, we want to make sure that we stick with the same style of house that is present in the drop and make like a physical representation of it to help bridge the gap between the 3D and the 2D space. So that's something we'll have to consider as we work. I like this drop because it's got the castle in the background. Sorry, I know it's very small. Yeah, it has the castle in the background, which I really like. It's technically a Beauty and the Beast drop, but doesn't matter. Does not matter. So those are our 3 drops. So let's... I just searched Cinderella musical set photos. Again, knowing that we're going with a more literal style, less fairy tale, less storybook. So if there are any elements that we really like, it's not a helpful. Here we go. Okay. All right, yeah, see, they went with a drop that's like rolling hills and stuff for the setting of the village. Ours is like a little nicer, more cobblestone, it's cobbled streets and stuff, so it's a little nicer, a little less, medieval lower income housing. Yeah. Yeah, I wish we were going with something a little more fairy tale-esque, a little more suggestive, representative versus literal would be nice, but they never want to do that. They always want to go very literal, which is fine. That's usually where I go, just as like a default. I tend to be pretty literal in my designs. So I don't fault them for that, but it's, we did Addams Family last year, and I wanted to go all wonky, and they did not want the wonk. They were not wonk fans. So I had to dial that back quite a bit, which again, is fine. Yeah, I'm not in love with anything I'm seeing. So I guess, you know, like that's, you know, good and bad, right? Like it seems like everybody likes to go this route, you know, as fairy tale as possible. I like this. Man, look at all the definition in that stone. And then is that tree? Yeah, is that? I guess that's probably just like foam, right? That looks nice. I like their like uneven wagon look. We always just use like squared off wagons. It'd be nice to have a wonky wagon. I like their shingles. They did alright. This looks nice. There's nice detail in there. It would be good to be able to bring some of that level of detail. And they have like plaster walls. They did a nice job painting that to look like it's plaster. I think that's something I'd like to note. Get like a nice plaster. Like plaster paint job. You know, make it scuffed up a bit, right? Because so our locations are a public square, Cinderella's house, which we're there 4 times, the royal dressing room twice, outside the palace once, the palace ballroom twice, and the palace garden 3 times. I think for outside the palace, it'll end up being the garden again, potentially, or maybe the square. I'll have to look and see what the context of that is in the script. So we have Aurora's garden for the garden. We have the ballroom for the ballroom. And then inside the palace will probably be the ballroom drop, but not lit. Play it downstage and have the lighting be focused down instead of upstage. That way it's clear it's like within the castle and the ballroom, but it's in a different place within the castle. It should be suggestive enough to work. Hey Batman, how you doing? We'll do the same thing. Yeah, so the royal dressing room, we'll utilize that. Frankly, we could also do that for outside the palace. And have, you know, we have a piece that's not dissimilar to this. We could put that like on the side of the stage, and then put some plants kind of poking on from off stage, so it implies an exterior. Light it with more cool lighting. Yeah, we'll need to figure out, you know, like, what's the time of day for outside the palace? Is that at night? Is it during the day? Because if it's at night, that's easy, like, to hit it with, like, a couple gobos, break it up a little bit, like there's moonlight coming through foliage or something. Get some plants on there, maybe a bench or something. That's, like, an easy, quick way to fake that with the ballroom in the background. Okay, yeah. I like this image. This is like a level of detail that I would like to save. Yeah, allow. Can I paste that in here? Probably not, right? Okay. I'll do this whole hullabaloo, all this BS. So download that. There we go. Okay. So I like that. You know, again here. That just, it looks so damn good. I'm jealous. That looks very good. Nice, working on D&D. Good man. Good man. I like that cart. And like, yeah, the detail on these wagons is really good. I am jealous. Sure. anything that impresses me. That's a .jfif file? What the hell? Okay, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do this instead. Downloads. Save. There we go. I mean, these are professional productions we're looking at. Reminder that I do high school productions, but I like to make it look good. I want to give the kids, you know, something they can be happy with, something they can be proud of. Because, you know, at the end of the day, they're the ones who are also helping me make it. And so for them to be able to like make something that looks professional grade and stand back and, you know, have pictures of that, you know, they can go, oh, I helped make that, you know, I painted that thing there, or I worked with that foam to make that piece, or I, you know, helped cut the lumber for this support, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all about, you want to give them something that looks really good since they participated in the creation of it, because then they can look back and have memories and feel really good about it. That's the goal here. Also, selfishly, I too want to make good looking shit. I'm not like an awesome set designer. I'm okay. You know, I'm not a professional. Again, doing it for high school productions. But I've done quite a few of them now, so I feel like I have a little bit of a process that I've developed, and this is my first step usually after having gone through the script and kind of determined what I need. Backstory's done? Nice. So these are reference photos for set design that I have to create by the end of the weekend. Preferably end of the week, so like tomorrow, for a high school production of Cinderella. I'm designing and building the set. So that's what I'm working on. Yes and no, taters. So we have an old mechanism that was created for that purpose. I'll need to like see if it still works. I don't know if we have the fabric for the pumpkin carriage anymore, but it's a series of concentric circles that are connected with chain, and so if you pull on the center circle, it rises and creates like a sphere. So you can attach that to a batten, fly the batten out, and the thing uncompresses into a pumpkin carriage. And we also have horses that are painted that are like flat on flat board that can stand up. So the thing will rise up, the horses stand up, and you have a horse and carriage, pumpkin carriage with horses. You just have to hide all that stuff behind something on the ground, because you can't just have shit laying on the ground in the back and then have it rise up. And it's magical. There needs to be like a little bit of something, like a little bit of a physical buffer there, which we have a piece that's black that can go across the entirety of the stage. So maybe we'll like add some vines to it, or, you know, some foliage or something, and make it look like a bush or brush or something like that it can hide behind and then raise up. So that's something else that I have to think about the application of, but it's not something that, you know, Cinderella can actually get into. It would be nice to have like an actual wagon that she could get into, but I think with the other, like the other necessary pieces, we're going to be tight on wing space, storing stuff. So that's definitely in consideration. Yeah, see here they have Cinderella's, you know, the fireplace and all that other stuff. They just have it on a wagon that they wheel on, and that's in front of their practical hard set for the castle, which I don't know if we'll have that or not. I don't know if we'll have that. because our stage isn't that deep. It's only 20 feet deep. It's 40 foot wide by 20 feet deep. So I know there are quite a few kids in the production, and they all need to be on stage at several points in time, singing and dancing. They need space to dance and do their choreo and all that stuff. So I want to be, if we do a hard set upstage, it has to be really physically compressed while visually implying depth. That's difficult to do. So like have a number of steps that lead up, but the steps are actually pretty narrow or pretty shallow. Something like that, so it implies like a grand staircase. Something to think about. I usually like to get a few more reference photos for things. You know what? Let me grab that. Let me grab this one. I like that look of the fireplace and with like the mantle, and they have just like a slice of the wall, so it implies the chimney, and that's all they have. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's a WebP file. Ugh. Who invented WebP? It's a fucking useless ass piece of shit file format. All right. So these are, I'm getting some decent, like, you know, I'm getting some decent texture reference photos, which are, it's not a bad thing to have. I'm not really seeing anything that jumps out for me from a design standpoint that I might want to implement. Yeah, like they have this curved staircase. I mean, that's gorgeous, but y'all, I can't fucking build that. You kidding me? Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. Like that bridge that's there. That's gorgeous. I like the big clock too. Again, like I'm kind of put in a bucket to be very literal. Oh, that's a shame. That's cool. I like that quite a bit. That looks nice. It'd be fun to flex and do something like that, but I can't. Okay. Once you get to show more results, I feel like you're really kind of hitting the bottom of the barrel there. So let's shut down the set reference photo thing. We'll go ahead and grab the drops, though. So we don't have to pull up web pages. All right. Okay. So we have that if we need it. All right. That can go away. Yeah, I know. It would be cool, huh? It wouldn't fit with the more literal approach that we're taking. God, the clock would be cool. But again, you know, we're not really playing with blank space at all. You know, it's always a drop behind. You know, if we were using like the cyclorama in the back with like a color wash, or if we had it would be so nice to have a fucking a star curtain. Ooh, that would be awesome. That shit's expensive though, even to rent. Renting a star curtain is expensive. I can't imagine buying one. That's probably like 10 grand or something crazy. Okay. So next step in my process is to review the sets that I have constructed and think about what worked and what didn't work. What did I have to change after the design, so I can kind of cement that in my head and not repeat mistakes I've made before. We aren't seeing the 45 other YouTube tabs. Yep, that's correct. You're not seeing any of those. And you know what? It is only 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 7 YouTube tabs. And then a Crunchyroll, an HBO Max, and a Disney Plus tab that I refresh because stuff's coming out. And then I have a couple tabs of like Google spreadsheets, like a game release schedule, bills, and budget, and then a couple email tabs. Only 7 YouTube tabs. It was a lot more this morning. I got through a bunch of video backlog throughout the workday today. All right. So maybe the most pertinent drawings would be for Beauty and the Beast, since that's, you know, another Disney play. Oh god, my Peter Pan drawings. That bums me the fuck out. The wagon. The village wagon. So we now are in possession of movable scaffolding, which is a new acquisition this fall from Wright State University. They were getting rid of it. We bought it from them super cheap, which was very nice of them to give it to us so cheaply. Typically, we would build this. We have several 4x8 wagons, so 4 foot wide by 8 foot long, platforms with wheels on them. Hey, Rep. And then we would just build a frame and then attach boards to each side, and then, you know, thin boards painted like shingles on the tops, and then create that little chimney piece, throw it on top. I actually probably have a picture of that wagon having been actually constructed. In fact, I know I do. Here's Beauty and the Beast. Here we go. Or do we have a different, better picture? Probably not. No. So that's it without the chimney attachment. We added a little cellar thing to the side. So you can see we have like a little, well, it's probably difficult to see, but there's a little wagon on the bottom that the frame's on. So I'm like what we can do now with the scaffolding is we don't have to use these cumbersome heavy wood wagons that you have to build a frame on out of wood so that it's stable enough to use. And then people have to walk on the wagons and the whole thing wobbles and it doesn't look or feel great. Now we have the scaffolding, but it presents a unique challenge in that it's all steel. So it's not easy to affix wooden pieces to. So I almost feel like we'd have to create a wooden structure within it. Because here is an engineer drawing of the scaffolding. So you can see it has these like little grips or stabilizers in the ladder and things. I think we could probably get away with just like putting some 2x through those spaces and making a frame with which to affix things to. Again, we're having to make a frame, so what's really the difference at the end of the day between using that and a wagon? And I think the answer to that is these will be lighter, more maneuverable, and there's no actual floor, so you don't have kids stepping up onto them or whatnot. I think that's that answer. but they have much larger wheels, and it's harder to hide the wheels. The wheels will be a difficulty, because they're spinning wheels. So if I want a piece that comes all the way to the ground, I would have to set it off the sides of the scaffolding enough space so that the wheels have a 360-degree turn radius to not hit the pieces. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if it does or not, because that's a problem. I just want to use the scaffolding because we just got it and it's exciting and it's new, and I thought it might save us trouble, but now I'm realizing we wouldn't be able to have anything that goes all the way down to the ground, and that would look like shit. So it might have to be our wagons instead. That feels bad. I mean, unless we're okay with building out from the structure, it's just less stable that way. I'm going to design it as if it's on wagons, not the scaffolding. That's a shame. But I think that's what I got to do. Alright, so it'll be a very similar concept to this. Alright, let's need a new drawing. How do I change the name of this thing? I have no idea. It used to be that you would just tap this, but I guess that's not the case anymore. Okay. Y'all can't see the grid. I have a grid on the iPad that you can't see. That's okay. This can be black. 100, is that what I want? Yes, okay, straight lines, good. All right, let's draw a 4x8 wagon. That is 6. All right, so if every 1, 2, 3, 4 is a foot, that means each one of these is 4 inches. Or no, 3 inches. Yeah, that's actually just about right. It's about the... We use like 2x on the edges, so that should work out. Alright, there's our wagon. So I'm thinking that we need to... 30-year-old man Chesapeake out of his iPad. So here, all right, let me set the scene here. So this is the public square. This is a piece that's going to be utilized for the public square because, like, again, that is the image of Bell's Town Square, where you know, we have these like Tudor style homes. Why is it doing that? I don't know. We have like this Tudor style homes, and our goal here is to create wagons that can go up against it at slight angle, and it brings the 2D space and the 3D space together. So outwardly they will look like the painted houses, albeit with like a little more texture. Like physically created in 3D space. So they'll be at a slight angle, so that means one long side and one short side need to be skinned appropriately for this. There will be 2 wagons. One upstage left and one upstage right. And they can look different. Or they should look different. However, they need to be multi-purpose because we have limited wagons, we have limited materials. More importantly, we have limited space backstage to store things throughout the show. So these need to be multi-purpose. So 1L, the long side and short side, need to be yes, this is Belle's town square. It's a Beauty and the Beast drop that we're using for Cinderella. Sorry for the confusion. So long side, short side need to be for the town square, for the public square, and the other long side, short side will need to be for Cinderella's house. And I'm trying to decide how I want those pieces to come together, and I think the answer is so right, so we have our drop, and there's these Tudor style houses lining the street. You have castle off in the distance. More houses, yada yada. Alright, you all get the picture. We want our wagons to be like so. Long side, short, and we want it to like come all the way like this. A little bit of a lip or an overhang. And maybe there's like a door right here on the edge. And then we have like a little windows. Blah, blah, blah. It's another window. And this is all shingles on the top. And then we can like throw... yeah, some of those have chimneys. We can throw a chimney on top. Easy peasy. And then our other wagon would be at an inverse angle over here. And we need some other roof design to differentiate. However, the other side of this, I'm thinking, will be a flat wall that looks like the inside of Cinderella's house. So that this whole thing can be brought out and lined up with this one to form, you know, 2 walls of a house. And these are 8 feet each, so this whole thing would be 16 feet. Which is decent. That's not quite half the stage. So then the other piece is, I think we have a wall that is double-sided, because we also need a wall for the royal dressing room. So we have a sliding wall that is built to the physical height specifications of these wagons, and it goes in between to extend this. So maybe it's like, maybe it's another 8-foot section. So in total we have 24 feet, which is really good. Well, decent coverage. That would come here. And that one would rotate out here. And then we have this other wall. And this wall can contain the window that Cinderella keeps having to futz with. Like this wagon can have the door that she keeps having to retry to close and all that other kind of stuff. And then this middle wall, we would also want to have the fireplace. Yeah. Yeah. Something to that effect. Because this middle wall needs a window because in the first royal dressing room scene, is it scene 2? No, scene 3? Question mark. Yeah, king and queen. The king, like, closes the window. So it would look different on the other side. So maybe it's Cinderella's house on this side of the wall. On the other side, it's, you know, you would 180 it. So now the window's over here. And then it has, you know, these really nice royal curtains to the side. And there's like a nice painting or something. You know how kings and queens love their paintings. And this is what's brought out for the royal dressing room scene. I feel like that could work. I just realized my webcam and audio are still on a delay. Let me get rid of that. Well, no. I guess it makes sense because I'm still using the Elgato for this, so it's probably all synced up fine. I'm sure it's fine. So that's like what I'm thinking. Which means we would want this to at least be 8 feet. Because we have a bunch of prefabbed Hollywood flats that are 8 feet tall. In fact, I know we have several 8x8s that are already pre-constructed. The difficulty is going to be with how to brace that wall during the royal, well, really during either scene. That wall might have to be more like a box. So it's, you know, it's 8. You have your 8 by 8 wall. That's maybe like 2 feet deep, and we just make it a box. Something to that effect. So it's... Sorry, Belle. I keep saying Belle. That damn drop. It's Cinderella's house. On this side, and this side it's the royal dressing room. I think that works. Hey, you ain't wrong. I'm a king. I think this works. Yeah. Okay, so with that in mind, let's draw what we think. I'm in my jammies. Let's draw what we think this first wagon should look like. Let's do this one right here. Keep it simple. So it needs to be tall enough that it's not really futzing with the scale too much. Given that it's this one, I should actually probably draw this from a different angle. Right. So that's awful. Here we go. Oh, we're so close. All right. I think it should probably be at least 6 feet. And it's on the low side. So we'll go up 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And then we don't really want to go any higher than 8 feet. So 2-foot incline over 4 feet. What is that? A 22.5 degree slope? That's not very steep. So if this is 6 feet, we need at least a 45. So it'd have to be 10 feet, which is not okay. Then maybe we bring this down to 5. 5 is just real low because then you have yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll deal with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because I don't want these to be any taller than 8 feet on the high end. Which it's not quite going to be a 45, but it's fine. 8. Yep. Oh, come on. So here's our slope. Yeah, I think that's largely fine. Because also when it's 8 feet, we can do a short, like 6-foot door set in here, and that's not going to be a problem. And we can even have kids like walk out of the door at the beginning of the show, and that's fun because it brings the piece to life or whatever. It's fun. People like that. Was that 6 inches? It's fine. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 foot. 2 foot. 3 foot. 4 foot. 5 foot. 6 foot, I think, is right. Yeah, we'll just make it like a small 30-inch door or something. 2.5 feet wide. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Not gonna be right. These are 3 inches, right? Yeah. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. That's a very thin door, huh? 24, a 2-foot door. Well, we might only be able to get away with a 2-foot door. Unless we make it 5 feet, we can make it a little wider, but that's okay. Again, this stuff's like suggestive. If the kids have to duck to get out, probably fine. All right. Alright, here we go. Getting to our basic shape here. The other thing we know is the roof is going to be a bit of an overhang. Because it looks nicer. So it'll overhang by a few inches. Probably just 3 inches. It's supposed to be there, so... There, roughly. And then just kind of just to imply the shingles. We have a shingle tool that will do this for us. Just lovely. And we'll just put a happy little bush down here. Alright. So it'll have something like that effect on it. And that'll be nice. Oh, I'm glad you think so, Batman. And, like, realistically, this will probably be a little longer. Like, it'll come off the ends. I mean, we can do that. Guess we can do that, huh? Comes off by a few inches. And it's just slightly covering the door because it's an overhang. Blah, blah, blah. And then it would do it on the other side. But just imply a little bit of an overhang. That's fine. All right. And then, we would want like a little window that we could throw on there. So something like maybe a few feet in. So 1, 2, sure. Maybe like 2.5 feet in. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6. Maybe a foot and a half up. One, 2, 2.5. 1. 2. It's like a little 2x2 window. Yeah, that feels fine. Those are midpoint. We can do something like that. And then, just to give us like a reference for our Tudor lines, we probably come up a foot, right? Yeah, because they kind of like box the thing in. Oops. Kind of box the window in a little bit. On here, I'll draw them every foot. In reality, it'll just be kind of whatever feels right. And then between all these, we paint it like it's plaster, and then we dirty it up using that one photo for reference. Kind of muddy it up a little bit in the corners. Do a little bit of sponge painting, give it texture, blah, blah, blah. And then I think actually we can probably... Oops. Connected those to the wrong ones. These over here can be full height. Same with this one. Yep. And then we would continue those lines around the side. Up to the door. And beyond it. Yeah, sure. And then for fun, we would just put like an extra set of lines up here or something. Yeah, sure. Door handle. I don't know. So they have wood doors, so maybe I know we have like a pre-built wood door, so maybe that just ends up being whatever this door size is to fit that door that we already have, but it's like a like a wood plank door. It's got those like thicker boards along it. I'm outside of the... Y'all know what I mean. Something like that. Oops. There we go. It's coming together. And it's like, that's one side of it, right? I'm not going to draw the shingles on because that is madness. Like a little idea of what the texture is. Yada yada. And that goes up. Okay. So we kind of know what that's going to look like. Now we have the reverse side of it to consider. Because remember, that's this piece right here. That's going to sweep out. And so this side and then this side. Actually, no, the door would then be out here, right? The door would be out here. Okay. So, I mean, really, we just need to finish the one wall. Yeah. Yep. Which is good, because we can leave this side open. We can leave this side open, and kids can go in there, then, to be able to go through the door. So that works out, actually. Then we just need to know what the other side of this looks like, and that's going to be the inside of Cinderella's house. So, you know, the plaster should probably match. There might be like a decoration, like maybe like a painting slightly hung askew. Something. But that will be a finished wall. Okay. The trick is going to be, because I don't just want two wagons that look like mirror images of each other. Like, that's crazy boring. The difficult part is going to be designing this other wagon. Because we know the back of it also has to be 8 feet. So that you get a nice line for Cinderella's house. You get this, this line that carries across is the same. Is level. So, and then maybe this particular wall that we make, this guy right here, maybe it's got like a little bit of a fun curve or a swoop to it or something, you know, something fancy. But as long as these hit at the 8-foot mark, we'll be good. All right. Yeah, so maybe... Okay. Something to that effect. That way it's not just a flat line. Breaks up the visual. Breaks up the visual lines. So whatever this wagon is, we'll also need a functioning door on it, which again is fine. Let's go back to this. All right, this is our drop. So, like, there are a couple of different kinds of roof lines. You know, you have like the little split in there. Like, that's fun and cool. We can do that. We can totally do that. In fact, I think that might be the answer, because that doesn't break up our height line, but it breaks up the front pattern. That actually might be the answer. That might be the answer. And we could also do something like this on the side. It's not really where that goes, though. That's supposed to go under the eave on the side of the building. So I don't want to do both of those details on one side. So I think the arched roof, not arched roof, but peaked roof coming out, I don't know what that's called. That might actually be the move. That breaks it up enough. I think that might be it. So, let's get our other wagon on here. Going the other way. Alright, so back of it, again, is going to be 8 feet. Good. We should probably stick to the same lower dimension, which was 5 as well. For just like a little bit of symmetry, but then we'll break it up with that front face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to end up making up some angles here. We know comes like this. And like that. And then so that I can actually do this, I need to get rid of these lines or it's going to royally fuck me up. Okay. So, we would want this to come straight out. Yeah, I think here's an okay spot. So, come out like a couple feet, almost. And then come down. Preferably like, you know, like down to here. Break it up like that. It's not quite right. Okay, here's an idea. We want it... Stop. We want it 2 feet. Maybe make it 3 feet wide. And we want it to go straight up. Because the difference here is 3 feet. So we want it to go straight up about 2.5 feet. 1, 2.5. One, 2.5. Because our center point. What am I doing? That's our center point for our peak. Here's our... Yeah, okay. There it is. And then this is 4 feet that it has to come back. So it's going to come back 4 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is a bit of a complicated angle. Bit of a complicated line there, but I think that will work. Yeah. So again, our goal here is just not to fuck with this top line, right? Because this top line is 8 feet tall. We need to be 8 feet tall, so these can match up. It can match up with the wall that goes between them. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I'm mostly good with that. And then obviously, you know, the implication is, you know, we're going to be carrying over a lot of the detail, like the Tudor lines. This one probably won't have a door, because it's going to have a door on that side of it. Yeah. I think that's representative enough for me to know what to do with it when it comes time to build. So I think I'm happy with that. Okay, now we need to draw the other sides of these. So it'll probably help to label them. Let's call this one A. And this one B. Let's number them. And then there will be an A side and a B side. So this is 1A. This is 2A. Okay. And then keep the same line so it's all good. Interesting. Right, so if I rotate it around, it will need to look like 2A, but how do I line that up? Okay, I got it. Okay. I'm not going to worry about bothering to draw the box because, again, this is mostly about getting the wall right. So we'll come up 8. Yep, good. That should line up. Perfect. And then we know this comes up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And comes up to that, and there's a whole thing. Yep. Okay. Good. Okay. And it looks crazy, right? All right, we know this one is going to be... Oops. So 1B is this one. Oops. This one. So we know it needs a door. Hi, Chihuahua. All right. And this one's going to be a full-size door because the family's going to enter through it, Cinderella, with a bunch of packages in hand, and it's going to be a whole thing. where she comes tottering in with all these packages behind the stepsisters and the stepmother. And the door needs to close but not close and come back open. And Cinderella keeps having to do that, go between the door and the window and getting tea and doing the fire, and they're ordering her around, and it's crazy. And the window won't shut and the door won't shut. So I'll probably just have like a tiny little compression spring in the door jamb and in the window jamb, and then have latches so that when it comes time for her to close it and have it stay shut, she'll just latch it. It'll be good. Yep. So we have pre-built walls that are door frames that I believe are 4 feet wide. So I don't know that I need to be super precise with where the door goes, but it's probably like a foot in from either side, and it's like 2 feet wide. That's what I'm going to draw. Line squiggles, yeah. Give me straights. 4, 5, 6. I think doors are like 7 feet tall, something like that. Again, this is going to be prefab door wall. Yep, so like that. So 2 4x8 walls is what we'll use. I might have to do a little bit of funky business up at the top. The top brace, probably take it out so that we can lay the roof on flat, because otherwise the 2x on the Hollywood flats will get in the way of the roof laying straight. Yeah, so probably have to take that top one off, cut an angle down the sides of the other one. It'll be a thing. That's okay. That's a problem for when I'm building it that I can solve. All right, let's look at, let's go back. Damn it. So in terms of like an aesthetic for the inside of Cinderella's step family's house, do I love that? Do I like the wallpaper? Do we go wallpaper, or do we stick with the plaster? I think I like the idea of them not being very well off. So I think I like the idea of not wallpaper, but plaster instead. Maybe on the exterior of the buildings we can have slightly differently colored plaster, like some of the pinks and reds that you see in the drop. We can imitate that. But on the inside we go with that beige cream off-white plaster look for the walls. I think we have plenty of like old frames and pictures and stuff that we could throw on there. I think that should be fine. Yeah. And then I had this wall as being blank. I don't even know that I need to draw the 2B side of that. Yeah, let's just make a note. Yep. Cool. Yep, I'm down with all of that. Let's get rid of our little representative drawings here and replace these with... that bigger, please. Okay. And then let's draw that wall that we have to make. So it's 8 by 8. Simple. Okay. And we know that is approximately 3 inches wide or deep. And we know that that's the size of a cut 2x4. Good. Nope. All right, and then we have, I think for it to be stable, if it's 8 by 8 and it's gonna sit flat, it should probably be, it would be nice if it was 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep. You know, hell, we could put that on a wagon too and just make it 4 feet deep and just make it a box that rotates. Can we have 3 4x8 wagons backstage? That's a lot. That's a lot. I think we can. I just think if we don't put it on a wagon, that thing's gonna be a bitch to move for the kids. And if we put it on a wagon, it will be the same height. Alright, yeah, sure. We'll put it on a fucking wagon. Alright. It's on a wagon. That's actually probably simplifies things for me. Because that gives me a lot more bracing support on the bottom end. So really we just have to put a few braces across the top and it'll look nice. All right. Another 8 foot up here. 8. And again, 3 inches. I did that wrong. Okay, and we go brace like this. Alright, sure. That's probably fine. So we know... I'll have to build 2 windows this way, but that's probably okay. I'll have to build a window for Belle's house. Better idea. Get rid of most of what I just made. We can still get away with 1 window. If we're smart. If we're smart. Oh, sigh. Nope. Nope. There we go. That's better. All right. Start from a better, more solid foundation. Everything will line up better. And we'll be happier. Okay. Here we go. My amazing plan. Yep. So, this is set in about 6 inches. It's up 8 feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roughly. Good. All right. My genius plan. This should look good. So instead of having the different walls on opposite ends of this platform, we have it set so that the wall is a little bit in, and on the opposite side, we have these, I hope we still have them, these 2, like, gilded, like marble pillars that are 8 feet tall that'll run top to bottom or bottom to top. So we can put one of those Oops. Put one of those like here and there on the back side for the royal dressing room. Should look nice. And that allows us to utilize the same wall for the same window for both purposes. And it gives us all this space right here to put, you know, the fireplace. So we've got window and fireplace. And there's a little bit of walking room. So just like in this picture, I realize I've been drawing with this picture up this entire time. That's not helpful. So just like in this picture, we have a wagon with, like, you can get up onto it and step on it. And there's like a little footrest and things, and that's where the fireplace will be. Yeah. And so the pillars will be on the opposite side there to make the royal dressing room look nice. There'll be a window, fireplace. Yeah, this will work. This will work much, much better. Okay. Now let's actually draw it. I'll probably do some sort of topper like I had suggested in the drawing before. Something that kind of swoops up, it goes across, it swoops down, and will look nice. And I'll only have to build it once because it'll be for one wall. It's all coming together. Alright, so our window will be here. 1, 2, 3 feet up. Sure, that's fine. Our 2 foot by 3 foot, let's make it. Lovely window. With working shutters. Like so. Again, this is for Cinderella's house. On the opposite side, it'll have like curtains and stuff for the royal dressing room. And then here we'll have our fireplace, which is probably like 4 feet wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe the window will be over a little bit, but either way, this is, well, maybe it's only 3.5 feet. Let's go 3.5 feet. 3. I know it's about 4 feet tall, though. 2, 3. And we know it'll come out a bit. So what, like 6 inches maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4. Mock up the box for it, and then I'll make it look a bit nicer. So it's like Yeah, something to that effect. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, like 4 feet above it for a painting. So, you know. Sure. I think this works. I think it's gonna work. Good, good, good. All right. Wagon 3, side A. And let's draw side B below it. Guess I don't need to be too particular. Let's just start it like here. I guess I can have it rotated the same way, huh? Every time. Oh, the mic is in my way. God damn it, man. Ugh. It was like 6 inches in, basically, or 3 inches in, roughly. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not tall enough. Fuck my life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Keep bumping my mic and I don't care. Okay. What am I doing? Oh. Okay, that's why it's fucked up. Alright. What? What? Hang on, what? Okay. I should probably draw the bottom line. Yep. There we go. Okay. There we go. And then we have our pillars, which these are going to be rough drawing because I don't really remember exactly what they look like, but plus they're rounded, which is not going to be good for me, but something like they're sort of like that. And they have like little marbling cracks and sure, that's effectively it. It's fine. Representative enough for my needs. Okay, so we've got those. Now where's the window? Window would be on this side. And we did it, what? 1 foot, 1.5 feet in. This is 1 foot. 2 or so. It's supposed to be 3 feet up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we did like 3 feet tall. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Stop doing that, please. 1, 2. Sure. Alright, I'm not going to go through all the crazy detail the other one has, but hard and fast. A couple layers of that. And we did like this. Like that. And then I gave it a little depth. Something like that. A little less wonky, but something like that. Alright. Boom. Then we've got the window, and we'll have the little wavy curtain dealio on the top. And then these big curtains down the side. My beautiful, beautiful curtain work. Yep. Yep. And then, probably like a painting or something. Or a royal decree, whatever. And then we'll bring in furniture for that. Look at that. Boy, you can barely see that, huh? The way that it fucks with the little lines. Alright, so wagon concepts. We have this is most of what I have to build for the show, I'm pretty sure. Like, we can make like a vendor cart and stuff like that. And you know, we'll want to make a little grand staircase thing. Maybe. I don't really have to, I guess, right? I mean, she's supposed to lose her glass slipper on the steps. But, like, I have to figure out the pumpkin carriage, which I think I know how I'll do. Yeah, these should work. So we'll have two different Tudor-style houses that reverse into the walls of Cinderella's house. And when it's Cinderella's house, we have a third wagon that comes in and serves as the centerpiece, and that has the window and the fireplace. The reverse side of that is a fancy schmancy royal dressing room. And I'm going to be counting on those pillars to give the wall the support that it needs. I mean, I can always, if I need to, I can add, you know, I can add, like, wow. Can I draw any more shittily? I can add, like, large wooden beams or whatever, like... And that would help kind of secure it in place. I should probably plan on that no matter what. Because if I know anything, it's that this shit's gonna need bracing. It'll have the fireplace there, and the fireplace can be tied into the wall and tied into the platform. It'll have, you know, the pillars on one side, the beams on the other. Yeah. If we could have, like, a little table or something under the window. You know, sort of like a little end table. Spindly little legs. Well, ideally not spindly. You know, we'll be able to, like, affix it to the wall and tie these into the floor, and that's additional points. You know, whatever. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. Question is, do we have 3 functioning 4x8 wagons, or do we only have 2? And will I need to build one? That's the real question. I will find that out when I go to pull stuff. Okay. Oh god, let me think. So public square, Cinderella's house, royal dressing room, Cinderella's house. Outside the palace. And we have stuff to fill those, like, garden and outside the palace scenes. Like, we have things to fill those. Yeah. Okay. So now that I have those concept sketches, I'll be able to create staging mock-ups with just simple shapes that will show, like, where things need to be spiked, what battens the drops are going to hang on. Because another thing we can do with Cinderella's house is we could construct, like, a roof piece and fly it in on a batten up above the up above the wagons when they all fit together to form that 24-foot wide piece. Probably angle a couple of them in slightly. Just so it's not a flat wall. Angle them in just the tiniest bit. There's a little more visual interest there. And we can float a roof down above it if we really, really want to. I don't know if I want to. Because that piece would have to be flat in order to fly out, up, and fit between the other battens. Yeah, because, like, we could play here. This is outside the palace. Is that this? Yeah, outside the palace. We have a scrim. So we can lower the scrim in front of, like, the ballroom. Have some stuff on the edges. And they could play it downstage of the scrim. And then the scrim can rise, and then they're in the ballroom. That's a super easy scene transition. Alright, that's the other thing. Let's check these scene transitions. So scene 1, the very beginning of the show, public square, townspeople running around. It'll be the public square drop with the 2 wagons showing the Tudor-style houses. I'll probably build a vendor wagon and other stuff like that. A bunch of people milling around. Then it transitions into Cinderella's house. So all that has to happen is those 2 wagons need to turn and come down stage, and then the 3rd wagon comes in and sits in the middle, and that's Cinderella's house. They can come through the door in the wagon. Yeah, that should be a nice transition, provided we can make sure the wheels and the wagons actually work, because they don't always. Going into scene 3, the blackout, and then it's the royal dressing room. So the other 2 wagons go off stage, and the middle wagon, that's Cinderella's fireplace and stuff, turns around, and they're into the royal dressing room. Back to Cinderella's house, so that spins, the other wagons come back out. That's all the fun fairy godmother stuff. I'll have to look through there to see if there's, like, actual magic that needs to happen and how we can achieve that. Oh, that's another production meeting. Because there's the carriage appears in that scene. And then they're outside the palace, so the scrim drops in the ballroom, and then it transitions to the ball, where there will really be nothing but the drop, because there'll be so many people on stage dancing. Lead Cinderella out into the garden. So at that point, the garden drop just needs to come in. And then all the, the bench and plants and stuff. There's a way to do that so it looks intentional. When they exit, they're back at the ball. Easy peasy. So we'll have the ballroom be maybe the furthest upstage drop will probably be the public square, and then it'll be the ballroom, and then the garden. So when they go out into the garden, they'll walk down stage, the guests will filter out, and then the Aurora Garden drop will come in. It'll be lit like moonlight. It'll look really nice, and as the guests are filtering out, some of them are bringing in and setting plants as Cinderella and Prince Charming are walking downstage, would be my guess. And then when they transition back to the ballroom, the guests come on, they whisk the things away, the Aurora drop rises, and the ballroom drop is still there. light transitions and they're back in it and they waltz and it's all beautiful and fun. That should work. Cinderella gets fucking freaked out because Prince Charming is putting moves on way too fast. She dashes off. I don't know that we need stairs. Back to Cinderella's house. Royal dressing room. Again, that transition's easy. Take 2 wagons off, flip the 3rd. Lights fade. Public square. Again, that's easy. The royal dressing room wagon goes off. The other 2 come on and are the houses in the square. That's a really short scene, and then we transition back to Cinderella's house. They're gonna have to move these wagons a lot, so they need to be... I'm glad we decided to put the wall on a wagon, the middle wall, because it's gonna have to move a lot. Back to the palace garden. Blah 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 blah. And back to the ballroom for the royal wedding. That's the end. Such a short show. It's crazy. Alright, hey. I'll take it. I mean, really, like, this is the stuff I gotta build, for the most part. These 3 wagons. If I don't have to do steps. Because let's, I still can't figure out how to rename this damn thing. Not now. Here we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cinderella wagons. Perfect. Do I have... I do have a drop schedule for Beauty and the Beast, but that is good. It tells me... Okay. So, I mean, really, if I want to... If I want to put... If I want to put steps here, I could put the ballroom on what normally is the cyclorama pipe, so the very back pipe. And then we have a few, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, as much as 5 feet. The steps just don't make sense to be in the ballroom, is my problem. I mean, we could... Because if we put steps in, that's the hard set, and it's always going to be there. So if there were to be steps, I would just want them coming in. Like there would be like a platform here. And then if I wanted to kill myself, make like a set of curved steps that she could come down or go up, whatever the case may be. Let me look at that scene again. Arrives at the top of the stairs, stumbles for a moment, regains her footing, and dashes out. Okay, so she could make her way, yeah. She could make her way up the steps, stumble, leave the glass slipper on the steps somewhere, and she exits out, and we just have, like, a couple... We just have a set of stairs off stage here. I could do that without too much trouble. The curved banister is going to be a real son of a bitch, though. That's going to suck nuts if we do that. I'll have to custom build the stairs and make the banister. A fun trick for curved banisters is use pool noodles. Use bendable PVC pipe and pool noodles. It's a fun trick. Just the steps themselves are the thing that give me a fucking headache. I could do it, though. Given that the only other things I have to build are the 3 wagons, like, that really doesn't take me much time at all to make. I feel like I'm almost lazy if I don't do this. I mean, whatever. We need the steps, right? Let's look at that drop. The steps would be like coming in over here or over here. I guess with the drop that we picked, it makes most sense to have it coming over here. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Alright, well. Let's not fuck up this whole drawing. Okay. Yeah, that should work out alright. Because where it says village and be our guest, those would end up being garden and then town square. Or vice versa. Probably vice versa. Because we want town square to be as far upstage as possible. Man, yeah, if we push the town square all the way to there, oof. That's rough, buddy. That's not a lot of space. That's not much space. To have those big wagons. J-so Pates. But, you know, the public square drop implies so much more space, right? So while there won't be a ton of actual physical stage space, it implies that it goes off into the distance, so it will hopefully make it feel bigger. That's what I'll tell myself. Alright. I think I'm good. All that's left is for me to draw like these kinds of drawings, top down. So I can send them to the lighting designer. So I ain't doing that tonight, though. I'm tired. It's 9:30. I've been doing this for 2 hours. It helped that I came into it with some ideas. That helped it go a lot faster. Actually, that was insanely fast. That's probably the least amount of time I've ever spent doing that. I'll want to try to draw the stairs. But before I do that, I'll want to measure to make sure that 5 feet depth is actually accurate. From the back pipe to that next one. Pipe 14. Yeah. It's a shame I'm not using the scaffolding, but, you know. This way will be better. And less complicated. Yeah. Oh, they also want something central for the public square. But presumably not a fountain. I mean, we could put the vendor carts in the middle. That gives them something to walk around for people to congregate around and move around. Creates movement. Visuals in the space. Maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, true. The king and queen need to be in, like, elevated chairs in the ballroom towards the back. So we'll want that space. Yeah, it's like somewhere. We'll have, like, a little platform for them with their chairs, their thrones. And then in this back space that we have there. So we can have the staircase off stage right, and then their platform center in that same line where the rest of the hard set pieces are. That should be fine. Okay. Alright. Hey, good progress for tonight. I'm happy with that. Thanks, folks. Some cool peeps hanging out. Appreciate it. I don't know. It's a little weird to stream this creative process. It's a weird stream. But thanks for popping by, everyone. I have more work to do here to get these drawings done. But now I at least know the pieces I'll be using. So I can make drawings like this pretty quickly. Alright. Deuces, folks. Enjoy the rest of your week.